StiltzkinKupo84 with Cat and Fam Gamer TV. I've been grinding a little more on Popo's Heights, getting those Grand Dragons. As you can see, I'm level 50 with Steiner and Freya now. High Mage Staff has been learned, Osmos was learned on that. We got just a couple of abilities to finish up on Vivi. Steiner, I think this is his last ability to learn. After that, you know, we'll be able to switch them out. This may possibly be Freya's last ability to learn too. I'm not sure, but we're getting down to, you know, the last abilities on a lot of these characters, which is good because I'm getting kind of bored of them. I'm gonna want to switch out for some of our white mages and things like that. We got Garnet that we haven't tore into yet. We've got Aiko that we haven't really explored yet. We've got well, Amrant's still out there. And if all else fails, we can always put Quina back in the party and dump some more levels onto Quina. Although I'm pretty sure all the abilities are learned with Quina so far. So I got auto life on Steiner, which is great. I would tell everybody to put auto life on your characters as soon as possible. And the only ability that I would maybe put ahead of that is like auto regen if they have it. I know Vivi has it. I don't think any of my other melee people do though. It's harder to get on the melee people because I think Light Robe is the piece of equipment that gives it to the mages, and so I mean melee people can't wear that yet. I think Brave Suit teaches it. I think Carabiner Mail teaches it. We won't even be getting a chance to get those items until later in the game. Now, I was planning something really special for this episode. I wanted to take you all to Chocobo's Air Garden. I thought, you know, I have the ocean ability now, and there's a spot where Chocobo's Air Garden touches the ocean. There's like a black shadow over the ocean, but then I looked into it. Luckily, before I started taping, and I realized that, yeah, even if you can get to the spot in the ocean where the shadow is there, if you feed a dead pepper to the Chocobo while he's standing in the water, he's just going to try to dive in that water spot. You can't actually get to Chocobo's Air Garden until you have the fly ability on your Chocobo. So we need a golden Chocobo before we can enter Chocobo's Air Garden, and I guess that'll wait for later in the game, because there's a Chocograph that you need to uncover to get that ability, just like all the other abilities that we've gotten for our Chocobo, and that doesn't begin becoming available in the lagoon or the forest until, you know, another scenario block is completed. And I can't remember if it was the lagoon or the forest specifically, but it's one of the two. And I guess I'll probably research that when it becomes more imminent and more important to the playthrough here. So we've still got Zidane doing a great amount of damage to this Grand Dragon. We're a little more than halfway to where we need to be with that. When I'm not fighting Grand Dragons, I plan to just be stealing with Zidane for pretty much the rest of the game until I get that thievery up. That should be easily obtainable. Another thing that should be easily obtainable is the number of dragon kills that we'll need to get Freya's Dragon Quest ability up, Dragon Crest. Once we finally get the spear that teaches that ability, we should be able to do all 4 9s with it immediately. Once we equip the ability, the item with the ability, it should be doing 4 9s right out of the package. And if not, then hopefully close to that. So, being that Vivi's the only one with auto regen on right now... Oh, wait, you know what? I think Freya might have it too. But I'm still casting Rice's Wind. Just because, you can never have too much regen around. I think Freya learns it off of the Angel Earring, which is a girls only equip. And then Vivi learns it through the Light Robe, which is a mage only equip. Getting some nice damage from the dragon itself. Now once I hit like level 51, I think I'm gonna slow down on Grand Dragons here for the moment, because I do want everybody to sort of end up in the 50s at the tail end of this grind segment. I don't want to be like grossly overinflated in levels. It sort of takes away all of the challenge from the game. So it looks like we're clear on Steiner and Freya now. If we want to leave this this place, they'll probably learn their abilities. They'll probably reach level 51 before their abilities even get learned. So now might be a really good time to start exploring other grinding places. And what I mean by that specifically is the outer continent. So what we want to do there is not so much grind XP, but we want to get our Paradots and our Sapphires up. So I can't think of any other place to grind where we would you know, be worried about anything that a Grand Dragon can't give us. So probably we'll be reducing our AP values to back down to 2 per fight. But that'll be alright. So Grand Dragon brings in 3 AP, and then like other enemies tend to give 1 AP per enemy on the field, and so like gnolls, there's usually 2. And trolls, well, we're trying to get chimeras, so chimera, there's usually only the 1, so that might be... Oh, now see, here's what I mean about the black shadows. See that shadow hovering right there? That is actually the Chocobo Air Garden. That's a formation of clouds, where if we had the fly ability, we could feed a dead pepper to our Chocobo, and it would just fly up to the air garden right there. That does hover over a spot in the ocean. But you would still need more than just the ocean ability to get it, unfortunately. I was very sad to learn this, or relearn it, as I'm sure I knew this before. Been playing Final Fantasy IX for a great many years. I don't think I was one of the first people playing, because it came out about 2001, so I mean I was playing it late that summer, or I was playing it about a year or a half a year after it came out. I think it was like August or something of 2001 that I was playing it. And it could have been August of 2002 for all I know. It was one of the two. Now we already have the Goblin Mage ability, Goblin Punch for Quina, so we don't have to worry about that. Which is always good. If I'm completely wrong and these characters learn their abilities before they turn level 51, I'm probably going to go on the hunt for one more Grand Dragon. But I'm pretty confident they'll grind up the XP they need before they get their ability learned. And hopefully if we can get enough nulls, we'll get a bunch of sapphires in the process. Oh, I said I was going to start attacking with Zidane, and I did mean it. I simply forgot. Okay, yeah, we're down in these enemies real easy here, so this is going to be great. This is going to be a lot quicker than last time we tried to grind for stones. Because we were counting on two of our party to hit one null to get it down before, and now it looks like one-hit kills on the trolls, and that probably will be the same for nulls. Oh, cool! I could steal a Phoenix Pinion from these Ochus here. I like it, and I've got enough attack, I think, in Steiner and Freya that I don't have to worry about casting magic for Vivi. Yep. That's pretty good. Ooh, Vivi learned his ability here. So, let's see, what do we have left for Vivi to learn? Still needs to learn some half MP, so I don't think we have an add-on that we need to teach yet. So I'm going to go ahead and consult Vivi's leveling formula here. See which item is the best for leveling his magic up. I think we were using the Magician Shoes before on him because that was a +2 magic, but I think we may have something better now. See, Ribbon is a 3 magic. Puma's Piece, no, don't have that yet. That's a magic 2. Okay, so a Dark Matter is Strength 3 and Magic 2, and we have it. However, Garnet is going to need it to learn an ability later, so we can put it on Vivi now, and have him, you know, level up with it. But we're gonna have to take it off him when we go to switch Garnet back in. So we'll get some good strength +3 and magic +2 out of that for, you know, the rest of our grind here. That'll be cool. I mean, what's Vivi gonna increase another level or two maybe? I don't know. I'm so used to going for thievery now that it's almost automatic. Oh yeah, that's right. We still got auto reflect on. I guess that's pretty convenient. It won't be though once we get some white mages up in here. We're definitely going to want to, at that point, start going without our auto-reflect. Because we're going to want to be able to target our own party with spells like Cura. And do I have Curaga on something, possibly? Maybe. If I don't have access to Curaga through anything yet, then it'll be pretty soon that I get that. Okay, I want to steal a sapphire. No. Oh, actually, I don't think I can steal sapphires. I think I can only steal Phoenix Pinions. The sapphire is a drop from these gnolls. Anyhow, let's just drop them as quickly as possible then. Wow, Vivi with the assist. It's the first time we've seen our little man hit that big. Wonderful. We need all the sapphires we can get. Sapphires, for some reason, seem to take like double the time to grind than chimeras. I think because there's all these Ochus and trolls that we have to fight through, and it's just not a very good chance that we'll get a chimera. But, or I mean, a gnoll formation. It's not a very good chance for a gnoll formation in this area, but it's the best chance in the game. So, when we go to hunt for chimera, of course we'll have to worry about cactuars out there, but cactuars are exceedingly rare to find. We'll have to worry about goblin mages out there, but goblin mages fall like grass in the wind, so those aren't very fast battles. And then we have to worry about Zangols. However, I'm pretty sure Zangols, you know, pretty much die pretty easy when you can get 4 people attacking all at the same target. So Zangols are like our most annoying mob that will interfere with our chimera battles. So Zidane has done it. He has learned everything there is to learn at this point. Unless, you know, I'm mistaken and somebody's wearing something that he still needs, like Promise Ring or Protect Ring. We can check that real quick. Does Zidane have long range? Yes, he does. And does Zidane have HP, restore HP? Yes, he does. So, yeah, Zidane has nothing left to learn. I think this is eye for eye here after Protect Girls. And he won't learn that until he gets like a ninja suit or something, and then he won't learn auto regen until he gets a brave suit. So, we can actually look at Zidane's list here. Zidane's formula. For add-ons, we want him to have high strength, and that's the dark matter. That's strength plus 3. We don't need magic plus 2, but I mean, hey, we're gonna be stuck with Zidane for a long time, so we just want his strength to be the highest it can be overall. Now Rebirth Ring will be Spirit plus 4. Ooh, Power Belt would be strength plus 3, and then we don't have to worry about the magic component. That would be good. So speed plus 2 is running shoes. You know, we might just want speed. We might want speed on them. Promise Ring is strength plus 2. No, it's going to be between running shoes and Power Belt, I think. So let's equip Zidane. Speed, yeah, we want him to be super fast. I mean, he's already like 10 faster than everybody else at this point, but we definitely can never have too many steal attempts in the game, and we definitely can never have too many thievery castings in the game. Those are two skills that just define Zidane's entire role in Final Fantasy IX. You could make a case for Soul Blade being a really good ability for Zidane, and I have made that case before. I have used Soul Blade a lot in the past, but I haven't used it in this playthrough simply because, you know, it doesn't kill anything. It just confers a status, a negative status. It's fun to play with, don't get me wrong, to put silence or poison or confuse or slow on something. That's cool, but when you already have the knowledge that I have, the exploits, all of the game optimizations, I've learned that I can beat the game without any of those status effects. So, you know, without the need, it sort of just falls back to fluff. I suppose there's some boss battles where Soul Blade can be situationally very useful. And I think in a low-level campaign, that's even more true. But we haven't been playing a low-level campaign ever since we got Amaran on the team. So our need for status effects is pretty much zero ever since then. We'll probably still need a slow on some bosses. We'll probably still be using I don't know, maybe we'll use a poison ability on some of these bosses, I don't know, but that doesn't even sound all that useful right now as I'm saying it. Wow, see, I mean, we're not getting any sapphires. I mean, like, we've gotten like 2 or 3 of them, but I mean, this is not a good solid chain of sapphires that we're bringing in. This is just little by little here. It's kind of like pulling teeth to get all these. Oh, did you see that? Freya's about to turn 51. You're not supposed to tell the age of a lady, but I'm going ahead and I'm calling it. Let's go, Freya. I suppose if there's any of these girl characters on the squad that would make sense as an elderly person, it might be Freya, because she's got the whole, you know, tough attitude. She's got the history with the man. She's traveled the world. She's got the bad attitude. She's got all the makings of an old soul. But I don't think the story explains her being elderly at all. I think she spent about 5 years or something traveling the world. So no go on that one. And I think I pretty much hit the brakes at just the right time on those Grand Dragons, guys. Because we're coming to the end of our abilities. And yeah, Steiner's going to be done way before Freya will. I mean, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back. That was good timing for me to to pull out a Grand Dragon grinding like that. So we've got our people at 51, just where we want them. I'm pretty sure that's the last piece of equipment Steiner can learn from. Possibly the last one that Freya can learn from. Try to get a Phoenix Pinion. Yeah! Boy, that RNG loves you sometimes. No more need to steal from this Ochu. I suppose every steal will add to the thievery. But I'm kind of getting antsy. Getting antsy for the, you know, the time where I can go ahead and change out some of these characters and get a whole new roster up in my party. I had thought that we were going to get a Garnet for Vivi. Well, and Garnet. Garnet learns Bahamut from the Garnet. And then the Garnet also teaches Healer, which Vivi can learn. That's the only way Vivi learns Healer, is from the Garnet. But I've learned that the Garnet will actually come to us a bit later in Disc 3. There's a point where we can pick one up, and then there's some enemies that we can get it from drops and steals. And then, of course, that Chocograph that I wanted to get is the Outer Island Chocograph. You get 16 of them in one pop just by digging up the treasure, so I wanted to maybe teach Vivi Healer before I switch him out of the party, but it doesn't look like at this point in the game that he'll be able to get Healer on him, so it's like a late game thing for Vivi to have. He's probably the last person in the game who can learn Healer, who does have the opportunity to learn Healer. So I mean, he's a black mage, it sort of makes sense. What makes less sense is why Healer is even available to him, honestly, if, you know, all things considered. It's just a cool new thing to fill his, You know what, we're gonna put a Power Belt on Steiner, because I know Power Belt is a +3 strength item. And I don't even have to consult the list, thankfully. We know we want a Power Belt on Steiner, because strength is pretty much what he's good for. And if we didn't, if we're gonna keep him in the party for a long time, we would want a Dark Matter on him. Because, you know, Magic Sword, that's situationally useful. Of course, if we've got Vivi in the party, then we've only got one Dark Matter, and we pretty much want to keep it for Vivi. So I want to see what abilities we can put on Steiner here. I guess these are the best. abilities at this point in time. I thought that maybe he had access to Gamble Defense, but I don't think he does. So we're gonna go ahead and scrap out Steiner. What do we do? Who do we bring in? Let's see, well... I suppose Garnet has the lowest level here, so... What can she learn? You know what? I think that Amarant may have a lot less to learn from some of these items here. So we'll see what Amarant learns. HP plus 20. Manturband is the last thing he can learn from in the headgear department. Wow, so Amarant really can't learn from anything else. He can learn, looks like some add-ons he can learn from. And it's all of the typical... Ooh, Amarant learns healer early, I forgot about that. Yeah, so it looks like Amarant has a few different things he can learn a lot from. It looks like Sapphire right now, or Lapis Lazuli is what I had him working on. I kind of want him to learn more auto life. Okay. Let's bring Amarant out on the road for a minute. Especially since, you know, he has a lot less levels to gain. He can miss out on the most amount of Grand Dragons and still be good at 51 by the end of it. Whereas if I save him for last, and we need to start having Garnet and Aiko learn from Grand Dragons, then he'll be in the party when we fight him. So, at least this way he doesn't ever have to fight Grand Dragons, unless we later decide to include him for purely leveling purposes. I do love the look of that claw, though. It's a shame the Dragon Claw is not Amarant's ultimate weapon, because I don't think there is any claw that looks cooler on him. Literally, like, some of the other ones look kinda cool, but I think the Dragon Claw looks the coolest. Kind of makes me wish it was his, like, real hand. Like, how would that change the narrative if Amarant just had this one mutant hand? He kind of strikes me as a biogenetically engineered or poisoned or mutated individual anyway. Just because his skin is so ghostly white and He's so much bigger and taller than everybody. And I don't see any other races in the world that are anything even close to looking like him. So I feel like he's got to be from somewhere in the world, like somewhere other than the Mistcontinent. Like, I feel if I was to do a prequel or a sequel to Final Fantasy IX, I would probably make... Oh good, we got that ability learned on Vivi. Yeah, I would probably make like a backstory for Amarant that sort of revolved around, you know, him basically being experimented on by Brain, like, because he was in Trino before when he met Zidane at first. He had been, you know, a bodyguard at the time. He already looked like the way he looks now, and it would just kind of be cool to have a backstory where I guess Amarant gets tortured enough to have a need for the kind of crappy attitude that he carries around all the time. And yeah, I mean, because right now the way it is, he's just emo and stupid, and you know, I don't like him. He got a bad attitude for really no reason. I'd at least like a prequel to sort of explain, even like a half-baked add-on downloadable content, sort of a prequel, like, you know, just to explain why he is the idiot that he is. Ah, see, we have Kiraga, so that'll be good. So we've got Berserk and Mini here, and I think that's going to take less time to learn, 30 and 40 as opposed to 155. So we'll learn from Magic Racket. And actually, I think Magic Racket ends up being one of the rackets that we want for Magic Up for Garnet. I think that ends up being in her formula for getting magic. Now, we don't have any headbands for Garnet, so let's go ahead and look at Garnet's formula for learning stuff there. Because honestly, this is the point in the story where all of that becomes much more necessary to know. See, I got Vivi listed before Garnet. I got Freya and Quina listed before Garnet. I have Steiner listed before Garnet. Garnet's really not that important to me. Okay, so Stardust Rod. Oh, so Stardust Rod is a Spirit +2 for Garnet, and Magic Racket is a Magic +2 for Garnet. So definitely, something we're gonna return back to once we've learned Kiraga. Let's see. Feather Hat. No. What do we want? We want Magic and Spirit for Garnet. Holy Mitre we don't have yet. That'll be useful though. That'll be really good. Mage's Hat gives Magic +1. Mantra Band gives Magic and Spirit +1. Yep, that seems like it. That's what we're gonna do. Mantra Band. Now, Mage's Hat is tempting because Holy and Shadow Elemental attack. You know, but we don't have Arc yet, and also we don't have Medine yet for Aiko. And I'm not even really sure that we have Holy for either one of them. So, plus it's only a Magic +1 and there's no Spirit +1 right along with it, so we definitely are going to want Mantra Band. Magic Armlet, I believe, is the best Armlet. Magic +2, yep. So, Spirit, well, Nikai Armlet would give us Spirit +2. You know, if I'm being perfectly honest, I think I use her for magic, for healing more than I use her for offense. Then again, if I'm going to spend all of the MP on offensive skill, I want it to work really well, so I think we'll just go for magic with Garnet. Let's see, Clothes. What can she learn from Clothes? Light Robe is an obvious. And matter of fact, Light Robe is the only obvious because White Robe doesn't teach her anything. So we're looking at a lot of summons here. At least 4 summons. We got Mini, we got Auto Float. Angel Earrings is gonna be perfect. Auto Regen, Concentrate, half MP. Okay, so what do we got for... Oh, Auto Regen and a half MP. So then we don't need Angel Earrings, do we? I mean, it'll teach MP +20. And then, oh, well... Protect Ring. Nah, you know what? We don't need all that jazz. We'll just start learning some good summons with Garnet. And as a matter of fact, we just got rid of Vivi, and I forgot to take the dark matter off Vivi. So we're gonna get Vivi back on the team. We're gonna take his dark matter off. Geez, that was a pro move, huh? Equip. What are we gonna equip? I think the Magician Shoes are what we had said were a +2. Because I know a Glass Buckle is a +1 magic, and it's a +2 spirit and a +1 strength, I think. So it's got, you know, more stat value to it, but it's not the stats that we really want for Vivi. Okay. So what will it take to equip Garnet with Odin? $30. That's not bad. That certainly is not bad at all. I mean... How close is she to level up? So 796. You know what? I'm gonna just get Odin right on her real quick, because she's gonna level up soon. So we're gonna learn Odin before we learn Shiva. Shiva's probably the next thing we'll learn, though. We'll probably just follow it up the chain. We'll get Shiva, we'll get Ifrit, we'll increase in AP as they go. Oh, there's another thing we want to do now that we have a healer in the party. We'll probably want to get our... I was gonna say that we wanted to get our auto reflect off, but I don't think we do actually, because we have Freya still. So let's go ahead, keep the auto reflect on. We'll actually even put it on Garnet. Then when we get Freya out of the party and we get Rice's Wind, it becomes unavailable. Then we'll take all of our auto reflects off of all of our people. That'll be a pretty good breaking point for that. Steal. Attack. Hopefully Amarant is as good as an attacker as Steiner is. He normally is. Yeah, he's good enough. If you're hitting one-hit kill, that's good enough for me. Okay, so Flare, let's see what can we give. No Mercy? You'll probably do No Mercy. Dragon, White Draw Lancer. No, none of that is good for... We're looking at hopefully No Mercy being a... Yep, good. So we got a magic. Oh, that's so good to have Amarant around for that Vanish spell then. And was that Freya's last equip too? Yep. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put a power belt on Freya as well. And now we'll kick her out of the group, and now we have a whole new cast. We'll have Aiko, Garnet, and Amarant. And that'll be great, because when Amarant gets up to 51, as he most certainly will, then we can boot him and put in Quina. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Need to press triangle. Okay, so let's ditch Freya. Get Aiko in there. We'll touch down on the shore. Then we'll figure out what kind of things we can learn here. Magic Racket will teach her Mini. Tiger Racket will teach her Dispel. Yeah, we're gonna want Mini first. Mage's Hat, let's see. Yeah, we're probably gonna put Mantra Band on her then too. Magician Robe. Ah, she can learn something from White Robe. She can learn Holy, so we now do have access to Holy. So like I said with the hat, it's really tempting to want to put the, what is it, Holy Miter or something on Aiko or Garnet, because they can... Garnet can learn from, can benefit from a Shadow increase, and Aiko can benefit from a Holy increase. But we're working on the stats. We really want to make sure we pay attention to the stats. And I think we'll teach Aiko half MP. Yep, because Amarant has Rebirth Ring. At least that's where I'm ending the video. We may change it around, but for this video, that's where we're keeping it. This has been StiltzkinKupo84 with Cat and Fam Gamer TV. Please hit like and subscribe. My daughter will appreciate it a lot. We built this channel to let her play Minecraft, and she's branched out to playing Kingdom Hearts. We're still looking to get a second episode of that up, but she's sort of being grounded this weekend from the game, so maybe we'll see her next weekend. But go ahead, like and subscribe, and make sure she has a cool hobby that she feels like gives her confidence and inspiration growing up. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Final Fantasy IX. Thanks, guys.